All right, we are live. Oh man, let me refresh my YouTube so I can see us. I know, God, we haven't talked for ages.
I know. How have you been?
All right, there's YouTube. We are going. All right, hi everyone. How's it going? You see, Paul is here with me. You may have just watched us over on his channel. I'm sure the mods will drop a link to that so you can catch all that. Talking about everything that's happened in the last 24 hours. And there's a lot that's happened. The hearing is going to be starting in about 5 minutes. So, no, half an hour. I'm sorry. It starts at 4:30. So half an hour early so we can catch you up on everything that happened. I'm going to shut up so Paul can talk.
So, hello everybody. How are y'all doing? I hope everybody's well. We just had an amazing conversation over my channel about the probable cause affidavit. So, first things first, y'all. A1 has been covering this case like a damn champ, and I just think she's doing an amazing job at it. And so, let's give it up for Miss A1 Reese over here. She is killing it.
Can I interrupt you for 1 second? You're really quiet. I can barely hear you.
How's that?
Oh,
I forgot to hold my mic.
Hello.
Hello.
There
Sorry
you
about
are.
that. Okay. Anyways, just to quickly repeat, I was like, y'all, A1's been killing it covering this case. It is just amazing. She's been doing an amazing job. Love every second of it. Excuse me. So, and sorry about my volume there. So yeah, so we just went over the probable cause affidavit. Y'all, there was so much stuff in there that I'm just like, oh my God. We're going to touch on some of it again here while we're waiting. So first things first, let's talk real quick about what we are waiting here for, because I since anyone texted me today, I have been dying for this. First of all, let's just go ahead and get petty. I want to see what Lori looks like. I want to see her lipstick. I want to see her skin tone. That one picture we saw of her, and I saw some people saying, oh, a lot of times when, you don't keep up with your Botox and stuff, your face kind of falls. And I'm like, I'm here for it. I mean, I'm just loving it.
I'm melting.
And it's what she looked like, held together by a piece of surgery tape and Skittles makeup. So, and yeah, Dee Dee, I hope you're doing well. She's probably going to have that damn mask on, covering up her face, just sitting there looking like, whatever. So yeah, the petty part of me is living for seeing what she looks like. I told him before this started, I said, God help the court system if she's not there. Yeah. I will be driving to Idaho tonight, and I will wait outside. I'm like, I'm getting my glimpse. I don't care what anybody else says. I'm taking it. So, anyways, Awen, do you want to talk about? What do you want to talk about?
Well, the first thing I want to talk about is Linda. Linda, if you're listening to this, please go rest, sweetheart. You mean the world to me, and if you're sick, I need you to get better. So, go to sleep. It's okay. You don't have to mod the chat. There are plenty of other mods here. I appreciate you. I love you to pieces. I want you to get healthy. So, go to bed. Good night.
Oh, I hope you're okay, Linda.
That's the first thing. And she's still typing a chat. Go to sleep. Oh, goodness.
Linda.
Excuse me. Sorry. I didn't reach my mic in time before that cough came out. All right. So we've got the 2 new charges against Lori. That's what this hearing is about. The 2 felony counts of conspiracy to destroy or conceal or alter evidence, all right, based on JJ and Tylee's remains. So that's what the hearing is going to be about. I expect it to be just like Chad's. The judge will read the charges unless they waive that. They'll talk about the bond. They'll schedule a preliminary hearing. She has a hearing scheduled for July 9th, but I'm pretty sure that's going to change. Mark Means did file a notice of appearance, so he will be there representing her. So we're going to get to see that any minute. So that's what's happening now.
Yeah. I mean, so I wonder if she's had a chance to read this affidavit. I'm sure she has. But don't you think?
I would think if Mark Means is any kind of lawyer, he would at least gotten her a copy of it. So they got to talk about her defense.
It's questionable then. She might not know why she's in jail. I mean, she still might be like, what am I here for? I mean, come on. So Yeah, I mean, with him, anything's game at this point. She's honestly might think she's in there over some expired parking tickets. You know what I'm saying? He's like, yeah, girl, no, it's not that. So I just can't wait. So, anyways, these are the things that. Do you want to talk about the affidavit again, or
Let's talk about the affidavit in case anyone is here that wasn't in your live. We read through the whole darn thing.
And it was good. I'm going to get back to my page. So if you want to, A1, what we can do is we can talk about the parts that really stuck out to us, like the new information if you want. And let me just go back here. So there was some new stuff in the affidavit. A lot of it's the exact same thing, obviously, as Chad Daybell's, but we did get some what I consider to be kind of bombshell type confirmation evidence, and as well as another layer of just putting the pieces of this puzzle together and getting a clear, larger picture of everybody's role in this. Not just Lori and Chad's, the Melanies, people of this nature, the Alex, so on and so forth. So do you have a specific one you want to start with, A1?
My first observation we only read through it once so far, is how much Melanie Gibb is all over this. She's on every page of this document. She's in almost every paragraph. Basically, what that's telling me is law enforcement is keenly aware of Melanie Gibb's knowledge of what was happening, her history with them, and just how involved she was. So that struck me as a really big, giant, easy button from the cops saying, yep, Melanie Gibb, look at her, look. So yeah. I expect to hear more about Melanie Gibb soon.
100%. One thing I want to know with her is does she have a deal? Does she have immunity? Something of this nature. Because one thing I think that comes forward in Chad's affidavit, as well as this, becomes way more clear is how much she evaded helping the victims out in this by just blowing the cops off.
Now a lot of people say in her defense, she was the one who told the cops all this stuff. I'm like, yeah, after hiding from them for 10 days when she knew they wanted to talk to her.
Yeah.
Come on.
That's the part that gets me.
Yeah.
That's the part that gets me. And yeah, up here, Christy Ballinger, and I hope you're doing well, Christy. She wrote the description of JJ's haircut made me break down and take a breather. Same girl, same. That was so sobering. I was just like, oh my God, this is so sad. It's just, it's awful.
Yep. Do you want to read that paragraph from the affidavit?
Yeah, let me go find this. So some of the bombshell information to me was them reading about, the victims, Tylee and JJ in here and their remains. It painted a completely bleak picture. And I'm just going to switch down there to if you're reading along in the affidavit, pardon me, it's number 57 and 58. And the first one's 57 and it deals with JJ. So here it goes. On June 11th, 2020, I observed the autopsy of the body described in paragraphs 45 through 50. The body had not yet been removed from the plastic covering it was found in. As the body was uncovered and the face exposed, it was clear to me that this was the body of J.J. Vallow. The body was well preserved. While I had never met J.J. Vallow during his life, I was familiar with his face due to seeing many pictures and videos of him. I was further familiar with his haircut in the pictures I had seen of him in Yellowstone, which was shaved on the sides and back and longer on the top. JJ was further identified by Brandon Boudreaux, who was shown an autopsy photograph of the body and face and was able to verify the remains were JJ.
That's rough. Sorry, I was muted because I was typing.
That's okay.
The part of that Brandon Boudreaux identified JJ from a picture of the autopsy. That broke my heart when I read that.
Mm.
It really did.
I know. It does because, we see the pictures of these children, and then as we start to find out what happened, and we still obviously don't know, what happened or whatever, excuse me, what happened exactly, but we're getting, we're seeing what they did with the remains, at least. There's no excuse for it. There's nothing that people like you and I and everyone here can wrap our minds around, because normal people don't do this. I mean, they just don't do horrific acts like this.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And then somebody asked, did Alex have the phone or did Lori? Well, this affidavit states that they state that Alex transported JJ's remains or body, whatever, we don't know at that time, but they seem to be implying that JJ was dead when Alex transported him from Lori's apartment to Chad's yard. So, it looks like they believe Alex had the phone, which means maybe they know where Lori's phone was. They know where she was while that was happening. So, we'll find all that out in trial. This is very limited information. They're certainly not going to release everything they know while the investigation is ongoing. So we're just going to have to deal with what they're willing to share at this point in time.
They know way more than they're letting us know, which is which is excellent. Because at least the thing that got everybody with this is, I mean, first of all, they ran off to Hawaii, and I remember when that happened. I remember when this first started going off, like when it became like a thing in the public eye, and it was like this woman, she's run off to Hawaii. And I remember having the conversation. I was like, you know what? She had a week to produce the children. And I was like, she's either going to produce the kids, something. I didn't have any idea of the scope of this at that point. I thought that she would produce them finally, or, something would take place, whatever. And no idea it happened like this. I mean, how could you ever guess? I mean, you couldn't.
Yeah. People are asking in chat about the hearing. The hearing is scheduled for 4:30, so it's scheduled for 24 minutes from now. As soon as it starts, we're going to stream it right here, so you don't have to go anywhere. I'll bring it to you live the second it starts. I'm refreshing the court page over and over and over, so we won't miss a single minute of it. So there you go.
And isn't it like, what is it, Mountain Standard Time, or what is it?
Yep, Mountain Standard Time. So it will be 5:30 Central, 6:30 Eastern, on and on. But 24 minutes from now, whatever time zone you're in.
And excuse me, Cynthia brings up a good point. No one talks about Colby, and when you sit here and talk about Colby, Brandon, the people who truly cared about these children and victims in the situation. I mean, Colby, I can't imagine what he's going through. I mean, my God, you know what I'm saying? I mean, the interviews he gave, he spoke so highly of his brother and sister. He has such a beautiful story to tell about, JJ and how he was integrated into the family, the whole 9 yards. And so, for him to then realize and have to go through this of, oh my God, my mother has done this. Another thing that I thought was interesting through Colby's story, excuse me, is when he was talking about how when they were with Charles Vallow, and that was basically the most stable life that they had. Basically, his mother had put them through the ringer, in my opinion.
Yeah. Oh, did I lose sound?
No, I'm here.
Oh, okay. That was weird. Yeah, Colby's interview about his formative years with Lori and bouncing around from husband to husband and problems he had with Joe and all this other stuff. He didn't have an easy life even before she started murdering people. Colby had some rough times, and now look at everything that he has lost. It's crazy.
Everything.
Yeah, Colby's father was husband number 2. His name was William LaJoya, but she gave Colby the Ryan last name when she married Joseph. Did he formally adopt him? I don't know. And that information comes from Annie Cushing. She says that Lori gave Colby the last name of Ryan when she married Joseph. So I don't know if he formally adopted him or not, but Colby's father is still alive, as far as anyone knows.
My God, I wonder what they have to say. I mean, it's just, I don't know. I'm going to continue to go through and talk some about the the manners of the remains and whatnot. We just read J.J. Vallow, the number 57 about him. Excuse me, number 58 about poor little Tylee is horrendous. But it also confirms some information that had been out there, but that had not been like, okay, yeah, for sure type situation. So let's just read through it real quick. It's number 58. On June 11th, 2020, I also observed the autopsy of the human remains described in paragraphs 51 through 55. It was not possible to identify those remains by simply looking at them, as they were too damaged by fire and dismemberment, and no longer had any recognizable features. However, Dr. Glenn Smith, an orthodontist and deputy coroner in the Idaho County Coroner's Office, was able to identify these remains as belonging to Tylee Ryan by matching an irregular jawline with an X-ray of Tylee when she was alive. Despite identifying Tylee, law enforcement was advised that it would still be wise to obtain a DNA verification. We were informed that sufficient soft tissue existed which was not burnt that would be able to test the DNA. We're in the process of having said test performed. I mean, it's just, animals is what it is. I mean, the fact that they could do this and run off to Hawaii is absolutely disgusting.
Yeah.
The fact that they could do this to that poor girl, to the point of even with dental records, they're like, no, you probably need to do a DNA test. There's some tissue.
Not even Hawaii. Look at what Alex did that day. I believe that was the time when his phone tracking showed he spent 2.5 hours at Chad's yard and then went to Del Taco on the way home.
That's
After doing that to Tylee, he stops for tacos. No normal person would be able to eat after something like that. Oh, goodness. Kimmy Middleton, thank you so much. Y'all rock superb mods, hanging felony Melanie. These mods do rock. They rock our world. So thank you, mods.
Felony Melanie. I love that name. I just love that. I love the names that people have come up with for everybody in here, in this case or whatever. I mean, it is just amazing. I absolutely love every second of it. Shallow Vallow, Dumbbell, Felony Melanie. I am here for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and Missy Cat, yeah. And hey, Monkey Bum, how's it going? No normal person would do this at all. And like Eamon said, yeah, I mean, how did Alex go do these normal things? I mean, how would you even go? I can't imagine that being my job and having to go deal with the aftermath of what somebody did to someone's body and seeing that. That would traumatize me.
Yep.
I mean, I look at things that I still can't get out of my mind, hidden a deer 20 years ago, let alone something this horrific. There's no way. And then to do it, I mean, my God.
Yeah.
Potato Head. Yeah.
Spud Dumbbell. Yep. And the Creeples. That sounds like a new band. Spud Dumbbell and the Creeples. There you go.
Yeah, I'm feeling that right there. I'm feeling it. I see an album coming out.
Oh God, don't give them any ideas. Oh.
You just remember how many. I'm just kind of reading through the comments here myself right now. Right, new band. Yeah, bipolar, right? New band. Stella Bella, welcome. Chad looks like a toad. He really does. The way he sits there, especially during his I'm just responding to Just Human and how are you, Just Human? Chad looks like a toad. When he was doing his hearing the like his version of what we're about to watch for Lori, I mean, that like the look on his face at all times is just too much. I mean, he just is so disgruntled inside and out.
Yep. He really is. And the look on his face was irritation. He was just so irritated by this whole thing. Like, how dare they? Knowing what had happened, come on, man. There's only a point where you can pull that off, and they need to stop with this. They really do. So I'm cannot wait to see Lori, and I really hope we can see her face and watch her expressions.
Man, I'm so excited about it. So am I correct that my clock says 6:13? Does that mean it's like 4:15 or 4:13, wherever?
Yeah, we have 17 minutes until the hearing begins. So, and we'll have it right here, so you don't have to go anywhere. 17 minutes, no matter what time zone you're in.
So. Are you sure? What if you what if you teleport or porta potty somewhere? Does the time zone change?
You're gonna do that. You might end up in the courtroom.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine? You know what? At this point, it wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, 868 of us all pop into the courtroom. Went, Sofa Squad, report. We used our portal potties. We're here for this.
Portal potties unite.
Oh my goodness.
Heavens to Betsy. I mean, oh, I just can't wait. And I hope it all goes. You know how sometimes this stuff, it's like it seems like it takes forever for them to go in. I mean, it is court, so I feel like they have to kind of move it along. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like there's only so much. You know, but like right now, somewhere like Lori's like getting prepped up to go sit there. Excuse me, and do all that.
Yeah. Yeah, this day has just been nonstop. When I woke up this morning, I said, okay, I have to make a quick update video from all the news of yesterday. Yesterday, we had the new search warrant executed at Chad Daybell's property. We had, what else happened yesterday? Oh, the new court documents from Brandon Boudreaux for the custody hearing. There were a few bombshells in those documents. And then we had the new charges against Lori last night. So I made that video. I got it up real quick. Everything was great. I'm going to go take a shower and make some breakfast. No. That didn't happen. As soon as that happened, then we got the charging documents that were released. And then as soon as we start wrapping up that, then the affidavit comes out and now the hearing. And it has been nonstop for 24 hours. So
nonstop. Literally. And like just when you were thinking, wow, it's kind of, you know, calm down a little bit or, you know, whatever. I mean, that's what happens with these cases. It's like, you know, you just get so wrapped up in it, you know, and you want to like make commentary, you want to make videos, whatever. It's just, you know, and you're like, oh my gosh, I've been doing this all day, but it's very interesting nonetheless.
Just look at our talks today. You're like, okay, you're out shopping and stuff, and we're chit-chatting on the phone, and then I'm like, Paul, they just dropped the affidavit. You're like, do we have to go live? I was like, we got to go live. He's like, all right, I'm on my way home, 5 minutes. You know, here we go. Let's do it. You know?
I know.
Oh, Dee made a comment. What did you say? Where'd it go? That I thought was funny. Oh, now I lost it. Oh, there it is. Hopefully the Avow groupies are watching. Should I go to Avow and drop a link to my live stream? Hey, guys. Well, guess what? We're talking about Chad and Lori. Yeah.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine?
I don't think so.
Oh, my God.
That's not a good idea.
I feel like there would be like a whole bunch of more dislikes if they were watching. You know what I'm saying? A lot of trolling going on. So, yeah.
Avow is not a group that I really want to draw the attention of, okay? They're not nice, happy people. So, no, we're not doing that. I may take risks in life at times, but I have limits, and that's one of them. So, yeah. Oh, goodness.
Yeah, it's just a level we're not willing to go to.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, so
do it.
Yeah. No, these they're really not nice people. They're not. You can't sit and have a conversation with them, you know.
No, not at all. I can't imagine. I mean, there's just no way.
Well.
Certainly not about this. I mean, of course they're going to come out and, you know, try and do the separation of this stuff going on with you know, Chad, Lori, this whole, you know, all of them, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But don't be fooled. You know what I'm saying? No, I'm not trying to lump everybody into the same thing because clearly I do think that this, you know, they have taken some stuff and run with it. But I think that there's more to this than people, you know what I mean, are letting on to. There's a reason a lot of these people are excommunicated. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's just, it is what it is. That was a no-brainer. Because this stuff is crazy.
Mm-hmm. Yep. No, the latest thing on Avow, Christopher Parrott did have a post yesterday morning about a death threat that he got from someone telling him, you know, I saw what you said about Chad and Lori, and you better watch yourself now because we're watching you. And they signed it Natas, Natas, so Satan backwards. And it was kind of funny because, first of all, that stuff is absolutely uncalled for. I don't care what you think of Christopher Parrott. Death threats are never called for. But the responses were actually quite witty and funny. And somebody said, that Santa never learned to spell right. Ha ha. Don't worry about it. You know, and it was just like, oh dear, here we go. You know, so
and wait, where was this at again?
That was on the Avow forums.
Oh.
Yeah. Christopher Barrett has taken a lot of heat, both for his defense of Chad and Lori, and then for coming out and saying that he was just hoodwinked. So he's upset both sides of that fence. They're all mad at him. T. Trailer, thank you very much. Or TR Taylor, sorry. Thank you. I love that sticker. That's so cute. Look at that.
Well, here's the thing too with situations like that, because everyone in this is all coming out now talking about we were deceived. We just can't. We're just as upset as y'all are. We thought these were good Christian folk. And I'm just like, yeah, no, this is not stuff. When you show up at your friend's house and she's talking about my kids crawling up the counters, turned into Satan, turned into a zombie, that's not being deceived. I mean, that's just, most people don't believe that. You know what I'm saying? Yep. They don't run with that stuff. So the stuff that they're talking about, I'm just like, no, this is way deeper than that. This is major issues. Major issues.
In chat ask if that's a red light on your microphone. No, he is modeling Lori Vallow Skittles lipstick for the hearing.
Skittles. Right. It's the Skittles palette. The Skittles Prism palette.
There is a red light in front of it.
I actually should get some bright red lipstick and do it for the Lori shows. It just seems suiting.
Light bulb or something.
Exactly. Hey, Fiedna, how's it going?
All right, we have 10 minutes till the hearing starts. I'm refreshing. The judge is going to be streaming. People asked what networks are covering it. Probably any network covering the case is going to cover it. But I'll be streaming it to you directly from the judge, because the judge has said we're going to do this remotely. We're going to do it via YouTube, and all of the news media and whoever can go just stream it from his YouTube page. So we're just going to go direct to the source on that one. But as soon as it starts, we'll see it. And this is the same judge that Chad's hearing. So if you remember him, it should be the same courtroom, same judge. And we'll get to see Mark Means in his bandit mask again, maybe.
So it's the same judge that Chad has. Okay.
Yep. Yes, because these charges are coming out of Fremont County, not Madison County. And remember, now Rob Wood, the prosecutor, is now a special prosecutor over the case. So he has, I believe, multi-county jurisdiction, and he can investigate and prosecute any cases that arise out of the discovery of this investigation. So I think that was a really good move, and I think they're in a lot of trouble.
I hope so.
Will the trial be on YouTube? If the trial is televised, it will be here on this YouTube channel. I promise you that. Or I will be there in person with my cell phone streaming it if they let me. We will be covering this trial. Do not worry. Whatever we have to do. Get a job as a court reporter.
It would be hard not to. I mean, honestly, this might make me go back to school and get another degree. Or whatever you have to do. What do you have to do? Court reporting, don't you? Is that a certificate? What is that? Is that like a thing?
Yeah, I don't know. If YouTube channels are saying that here the trial won't be televised, nobody knows that. It's not even scheduled for trial yet. We don't even have charges for that stuff yet. We just have the conspiracy to conceal evidence charges. So this is far, far from being a trial. We're talking probably a year or more before this goes to trial. So let's not panic about that just yet.
And that's banking on the fact that both of them don't teleport out of the damn prison and leave this plane and go somewhere else. So, I mean, because that's a possibility, apparently.
As far as the trial goes, Paul and I were just talking off camera, and we said, if we become millionaires or something before trial starts, we're going to rent out a hotel by the courthouse, and the entire Sofa Squad is coming with us, and we're going to go stay there and watch the trial live. So don't worry. We got you. We got this. Oh, somehow
I got you.
Man. But yes, now remember, they did this search at Chad's yard yesterday about 1:15 in the afternoon. And then later on, a couple hours later, we had these charges against Lori. Is that connected? I don't know. It could be. Or it could be these charges were already in the works, although they did file them after hours, which is why we didn't have the charging documents until today, because there was nothing on the court website last night. So Did they find something that led them to be able to charge Lori? Nothing in this affidavit tells me anything in Chad's yard was part of this. So I don't know. I don't know if the search was related or just, but what I find distressing is that after Chad's arrest, they turned the property right back over to the family very quickly. Why did they not leave that sealed as a crime scene? That I find that
yeah,
very.
I do too. Very, very interesting.
Yeah.
Like it's 6 minutes away. My God, I just can't hold myself back.
Yeah,
what is it
morning,
doing? What is the thing like when you're looking at? Is it just nothing on there right now?
Yeah, nothing on there yet. Judge Edens, he does have his YouTube, but he doesn't leave any of the videos up. It's like it'll be live, but then it's gone. So thankfully, it'll still be.
Gotcha.
We'll still have it in this live stream as recorded, so we'll be able to go back and watch it again. But this morning, when I was talking to you this morning early, I said, "Oh, look at this!" And I remember I sent you a link. I said, "Look, Judge Edens is testing his Zoom and stuff." Huh? I bet we're going to have a hearing today. Heads up! And that was what 9 o'clock this morning.
Yeah. Awen called it out earlier today, but I was like, if any of y'all follow me, you know that I'm like, if things are going to go down, it's when I'm mowing the grass or when I go to work. And literally, I was like, nothing's going to happen today. I have the day off. Like today will be completely normal. Tomorrow from 1:30 to 8, it will happen. And literally, thank God it did happen today. I've been able to like be in on it. And I'm just like, oh my God. I mean, I've been like in my element. This is so much fun. And I hate to make it sound like that, but it is. It's just very, I just enjoy like covering the stuff and looking into it.
Yep, we are true crime fanatics. That's a thing. Some people will call us crazy and whatever, but we like to follow these cases. And being in on the whole thing, we're not following a case after it happened. We're not following a trial that we never heard about before. We've been in on this case since the news broke back in December. That's when Denise picked up coverage of it saying, hey, there's these 2 kids missing. Let's look at this case. And she has been on it ever since. So we've been following this since the day it broke. And to now see it starting to go to the court system, it's very fascinating. And we all feel pretty invested in it. So.
Yeah,
like Penny Sue just said, we're all very invested. Yes, we are. So.
Which will make the trial, because like what we used to do is we would sit there. I mean, like when I first started, I would like basically go do trial recaps, and then Awen and I would do podcasts or trial recap stuff like whatever. And but yeah, we've never like doing this. Excuse me. Called it at the very beginning like this, to get all the little details, and never a case like this. I mean, never a case. Usually these things are intricate, but not to this degree. I mean, this is like volumes and books. Hey, Jess, I hope you're doing well. I got to grab my thing over here real quick. Hold on.
I'm constantly refreshing the judge's page because I don't want to miss even a minute. Even if they're just banging around their microphones and getting it set up, I want to cover that. So as soon as it's live, we will know. 3 minutes. I don't expect a lot of technical difficulties because they did test the whole Zoom and YouTube and all of that stuff this morning. And it's funny, in one of the videos you can hear, I think it's the judge, maybe one of the clerks, saying they wanted to make sure that comments and chat were disabled for the live stream. Like, that's smart. So yeah, they tested all that, so it should be ready. Yeah, Judge Edens is cute. He's cute. He's a good judge. I like him.
With his little mask on.
Marie Smith says she hopes JJ and Tylee are laid beside each other. I hope so. When they're finally released to the family, I'm pretty sure. Because in every video and picture we see, Tylee's got her arms around JJ. And she does up in heaven too right now.
Yeah.
All right, come on, Judge. Let's go. We got people here. We're waiting. Wonder if Judge Edens knows how famous his YouTube channel is right now.
I know, right? How many subscribers does he have?
I don't, it doesn't even show. You can't. There's nothing in the about. No videos. Not a darn thing. He's not playing.
Oh gosh. I hope that we also, like, not only do I hope that we get some like good petty stuff, like, you know what I mean, like just as far as appearances go, but also that there's some other kind of bombshell type situation, like where they're like $10 million bond for you, or you know what I'm saying, or something pops off with Mark Means, something. Nope, live stream hasn't happened. We're still just waiting for them to go. It should be going. The judge should be coming up, broadcasting any minute. So we're just sitting here kind of hanging out, waiting for that to happen.
I'm checking news websites too, just to make sure, because they did confirm that it will be from the judge's page. So I'm making sure. I'm checking.
And yeah, Betty Pryor, I hope you're doing well. I agree with this case every single day. More and more and more, and it's like you turn over one little pebble and there's, you know, a whole rabbit hole to go down, and just under that it's exhausting.
Yep.
Is Judge married? Caroline, I like your question. Is the judge married? We need to find this out. I don't know. He does. I think if he's not, I think he could definitely find somebody, because like the spotlight is on him and people are enjoying watching him.
I don't think Judge Farron Eden wants a whole group of internet sleuthers digging into his life. I don't recommend that.
True crime fangirls all over him. Hey,
how
Whitney,
cool
how's
would
it going?
be to date a judge, though? To be a true crime coverer person and date a judge, that would be awesome.
Oh my God, you would get like complete intel.
Yes, like dish, tell me. Probably get in a lot of trouble too. Might not be a judge for long.
Yeah, that's the only thing. It's just like it wouldn't happen. Yeah, exactly.
Yes, Lori did have a female judge before, but this is in Fremont County. These charges stem from Fremont County because that's where Chad's home was. So now she has Judge Edens, the same judge that heard the arraignment hearing for Chad. So he is well versed in the case. He knows what's going on. And remember, he wasn't giving Chad any leeway with that bond. So I don't expect that to happen here either.
He said, nope.
Yep, it is supposed to be timed in. They're late. They're a minute late. But don't worry, I've got 3 different news websites open. I've got the judge's pages open. As soon as it starts, I'll put it up on the screen. So any minute. You know these things. You know how courts are. So just have to wait.
They're probably doing a bunch of stuff, and it'll take a hot minute, but I just can't wait. I'm so excited. I'm so excited.
Thank you, VP Hussy Mouse. Thank you so much. I appreciate that greatly. I have 4 kitties here who need some darn treats because they're eating me out of house and home.
Okay, wait, hold on. I gotta respond to my mom. Hold on.
Oh, definitely respond to the mom. Oh, yeah, Lori's probably putting on her lipstick. That's why we're waiting. Oh, man. Lisa Irwin. Oh, thank you so much. Lisa, I've so enjoyed getting to know you the last few days. And now, this is going to be a long case. So, guys, we're going to be together for a long time with this case. So it's so good to get to know you. And thank you so much for your support. I appreciate that. Are you going to show? Yep, Veg 248. As soon as it goes live, you will see it on your screen right here. The judge has given permission to any media news type things to stream it from his YouTube page. So we don't have to worry about that. And I'll bring it to you as soon as it starts. Shelly Bell, thank you so much. Whitney Morgan. Hey, Whitney, how are you doing? I haven't got to talk to you in a while. Thank you so much, guys. Those stickers are great. I love those stickers. How much fun is that? Whew, any second now. Yep. I'm watching East Idaho News. I'm watching KSL. I'm watching the judge's website. The first thing that goes live, you will know about it.
Sorry, my mom's trying to figure out how to forward a text message.
I've been calling my mom with daily updates in the case, and I told her I was going to do the hearing today. She's like, "Oh, I want to watch that. How do I get to your channel again?" I'm like, "Nah, I'll tell you tomorrow. because it would take me 2 hours to get her connected to the live stream, and I don't got time for this, Ma.
Exactly.
Plus, can you imagine my mother being in chat right now? I don't think so. Well, let's not do that.
Well, has she come and watched you do live chat before?
She has what she told me something that I said in one of the live streams. I was like, wait, what? You saw that? She's like, oh yeah. I was like, oh no. So yeah, she does watch my stuff. But hi, Mom, if you're watching. Love you. Lindy Richard, thank you so much. I appreciate the support. Woohoo! We are going places, guys. I wish this judge would start the stream. I'm literally on the edge of my seat. I cannot wait to get this started. I want to see Lori. I hope she looks, I hope she looks like she's feeling guilty. Because if she looks all smug and whatever, I will be displeased. Oh, yes. Whitney likes the background on the screen. That is a picture that was taken for me by Emily Flotilla. She's one of the mods here. She's one of the sweetest people I have ever met on YouTube. And she was sitting there at this property, said, that reminds me of Awen. Let me take a picture and send it to her. And I'm like, oh, that's my new background. So that comes courtesy of Emily. Ruth Marlowe, thank you so much. Ooh, #1 fan. Look at that. I'm glad they added those stickers. Those are so cool. Thank you so much for the support, Ruth. I greatly appreciate it. Lori Lowry says, Denise, rest in peace. But no, we carry on thinking of you. Denise is so here with us right now. You know that she would be jumping up and down for this hearing. So I think that she's watching. What is that? Paul, what happened to Paul? Uh-oh. We lost Paul. Uh-oh. Hopefully he'll come back in a minute. Excuse me. His computer. All right, Paul will be back in a minute. His computer connection is messing up, so hopefully he'll get that fixed. Because I need Paul for this. This is a big deal. All right, nothing is live yet. None of the news channels are live. Well, they may be live, but they're not showing the actual appearance yet. So we will be watching any second. Oh, man. The judge is not live yet. The news channels are not live. I really wish that the court would start a half an hour early, so we wouldn't be sitting here refreshing every 10 seconds. At first, I thought it was a photo from Paul. Yeah, I just put a picture of Paul on the screen because, that's Paul. Paul's back in stream here. There he is. All right.
I don't know what happened. Can you hear me?
Yep. Loud and clear.
Pardon me. Okay, let's see what I'm missing now.
Heard someone recently say there should be a Tylee's law for the police should have removed her when Charles. Kitty, I'm with you on that, and I don't like to criticize law enforcement, but if I went to the police and said, I think my husband thinks my kids are zombies and wants to kill them or kill me, can you please make sure my kids are safe? I would hope they would take the kids. I really would. They just didn't believe Charles, so that's really, really sad. Nothing live yet.
It really is.
Man, I
don't
can't
know
stop
what to
refreshing.
do.
I don't want to get into a big topic and then it starts, right? It is time, Victoria. Yep, it should have started a few minutes ago, so we are just waiting. It should have started 8 minutes ago, so it should be any second now. East Idaho News is live. They just have an image up on the screen. They're waiting. I'm refreshing the judge's actual stream that's coming from the courthouse, so it's just not live yet. You're getting there. I am so. We have been talking nonstop since this morning. I've been on live more hours than I've been off.
I know, right? I'm kind of like, oh my goodness, oh heavens to Betsy.
Yeah, and thank goodness my husband is off work for a while because his boss tested positive for COVID-19. So they had to close the store. They had to do a deep clean, and everyone that works there had to go home and quarantine and get their COVID test, and they're not allowed to go back to work until they have a negative test result. So we're still waiting on his test results. So he's been home for a week, which, you know, I don't feel real bad about. I like having him home. But he hasn't had much fun today because all he's been doing is sitting here being silent so I can live stream. Like, don't make me noise, just sit still. Oh, poor guy.
Oh,
Sophie, I'm pretty sure my husband's okay. He doesn't have any symptoms. He's not sick at all. But out of an abundance of caution, all the employees had to go home till they got their tests. So
Dun, dun, dun. I mean, so scary.
it is scary. One of his coworkers did test positive. She's a cancer survivor and has, you know, no immune system to speak of. So, but she's okay. She's home. She's, you know, not feeling great, but she's feeling okay. So, you know, we're staying in touch with her, seeing if she needs anything. Oh, come on, Judge, what are you doing? You're killing us, man. Let's see. What's going on in chat? Paul, you froze. I guess you're okay now. Heavens to
I know,
Betsy.
I'm back.
Charles.
hey.
JJ's dog was returned August 30th, right before they moved. Mm-hmm.
I forgot about the dog thing when they returned that. I mean, my God. Just
Yeah.
the depravity.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, how could she have thought people thought the kids were okay when she put their toys and stuff in the storage unit and, you know, got rid of JJ's service dog? Thank you, Dalpace. That's so sweet of you. Another fantastic sticker. I appreciate the support.
The stickers are so awesome.
They are. They make me happy. And don't forget, we know about how Lori put her kids' belongings in storage. Don't forget that Melanie Pulowski, right? Now, Brandon was having her followed by a private investigator, and there are pictures of some of her kids' stuff out on the street like garbage, like a bed and all toys and stuff that she had just tossed out a bunch of her kids' belongings too. I don't know what that was all about, but I don't know, it seems a little odd to me, especially knowing now that she thought them were zombies.
Yeah.
So I'm glad he got them when he did. I tell you what.
I mean, for real.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, hold on. Whoops. There's that. Okay. I'm trying to get all this ready for later while I have the chance. Okay. I'm just reading the chat. Now, the chat is definitely like, whoa, oh, my eyes can't go that far now. Yeah, Melanie, I agree about that with the other Melanie. I just feel like there's definitely, I mean, yeah, 100%.
Yeah. I don't say anything about it being rescheduled. Latest update is Lori is going to appear via video. Everyone is at different locations due to COVID-19. Nate Eaton points out one of the new details in the affidavit that we read earlier, that Lori told Melanie Gibb that she told Kay she had cancer in order to convince Kay to take JJ. That was pretty slimy.
I mean, very.
Very, very. But I mean, it's not surprising, given that it came from Lori. All right, nothing's happening
Hey,
yet.
well, Paul.
I have all the tweets open. All my tweet deck is running. So if there is a delay that's announced, we'll see it. So hang in there. It should happen any second. There.
Yeah, it just takes a while for these things. It's like they're trying to line everybody up.
Yep.
So on and so forth.
Yeah, I think as a society, we're still kind of adjusting to telecommuting. And there's some kinks that got to be worked out. Some people say they don't believe Lori. Yeah, I don't believe Lori at all. Me either.
Same.
All right. Somebody's playing with the East Idaho news feed because they have they must have hit right click on the window that popped up in their feed. Nothing from the court yet. Come on, Judge. I've been waiting all day. When I first saw him do that test this morning of Zoom, I got really excited. Like, oh, is he going to go live? Is he going to go live? And I've been watching his channel all day just in case. And I'm like, come on, I can't take this much longer.
I can't take it.
Yep.
Hey, it could be Shannon. It could be a face tanner. I could use it for that. A little lip tanner. Yeah, and Murphy Smith brings up a good point. It's late in the day on the docket. They could have had some earlier cases running along. I mean, this is true.
Yep. That is true.
This is completely true.
And I mean, if Mark Means is trying to telecommute in via Zoom, that could take a bit for him to figure out.
I mean, my God.
Not that I'm disparaging him or anything, really. I guess I am. But, you know, it's Mark Means. Come on.
Oh, man, I would be so disappointed if they're like, look, we're going to have to reschedule.
Yep.
I'll be like, no.
Mm-hmm. In Fremont right now, it is 4:44 p.m. So this was supposed to start at 4:30 p.m. So a few minutes late. Someone said
Shoot.
Lori's pregnant. I hope not. Good gracious.
Oh, my God. Who was the one that in jail that got Susan Smith, was it?
Yep.
That got pregnant in jail?
Mm-hmm.
And then what's her name that tried to line up killing her husband in South Florida on the TV show?
Oh,
The reality show. What's her name? I can't remember. The 5,000% person.
Oh, didn't do nothing Dippolito.
Yeah.
Dahlia Dippolito.
Dahlia Dippolito.
It's funny that all I remember is True Crime Loser's name. Dahlia didn't do nothing Polito. Dippa didn't.
I mean, that is perfect. That is perfect. That is absolutely perfect.
Yeah, I'll never forget that. Oh, here we go. All right.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Oh my God. All right, I'm gonna share screen.
Oh my God, I'm dying.
And we're gonna be quiet. Here we go. Give me 1 second. Gotta do some clicks. Chrome tab. Share. Full screen. Volume up. Okay, guys, here we go. I'm gonna be quiet.
Okay. Good afternoon. This is the Magistrate Division of the 7th Judicial District of the state of Idaho, Fremont County. My name is Judge Edens. We're going to call the case of CV 2220-838, State of Idaho versus Lori Noreen Vallow, aka Lori Noreen Daybell. Mr. Means, your client wishes to be referred to as Miss Daybell. Is that correct? The person in charge of the camera there with Miss Daybell will have to unmute that and be ready to do that. Why don't you just leave it unmuted there?
Can you hear me now, Your Honor?
I can.
Thank you. She would like to be referred to as Mrs. Daybell.
All right, we'll do so. This matter is being held via Zoom. This is the initial appearance on new charges that have been filed here in Fremont County. Present in this Zoom meeting, I have myself. I have Mr. Wood, who is the prosecuting attorney that's been assigned to this matter. I have the clerk. I have the court reporter. I have Kelsey and Colby Ryan. I have support from IT department. And then I also have Mr. and Mrs. Woodcock and the defendant, Miss Daybell, as well as her attorney, Mr. Means. Mr. Means, any objection to having this hearing via Zoom as directed by the Supreme Court order pertaining to COVID-19?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Wood, any objection?
No, Your Honor.
All right, we'll proceed then. Miss Daybell, do you read, speak, and understand the English language?
Yes.
Miss Daybell, did you get a copy of a notification of rights form prior to the hearing here today?
Yes.
Did you get a chance to review that notification of rights with your attorney?
Yes.
Do you understand all of your legal rights here today?
Yes.
Miss Daybell, did you also receive a copy of the warrant for your arrest as well as the amended criminal complaint that has been filed in this matter?
Yes.
Mr. Means, does your client want a formal reading of the amended criminal complaint, or can I summarize it for her here today?
A summary would be great, Your Honor.
All right. The amended criminal complaint was filed on June 30th, 2020. It is case number CR 2220-838 on an amended criminal complaint. There are 2 counts that have been alleged in the criminal complaint. I'm going to summarize those. Count 1 is the allegation of the charge of conspiracy to commit destruction, alteration, or concealment of evidence. That is a felony under Idaho law, a violation of Idaho Code 182603 and 18-1701. It is punishable by up to 5 years in the state penitentiary and or up to a $10,000 fine. Ms. Daybell, it alleges that the following: the defendants Chad Guy Daybell, Lori Vallow, and or another person or persons on or between the 22nd day of September 2019 and the 9th day of June 2020 in the county of Fremont, state of Idaho, and elsewhere, did willfully and knowingly combine, conspire, confederate, and agree to commit destruction, alteration, or concealment of evidence in a felony proceeding, inquiry, and or investigation authorized by law, with the intent to prevent it from being so produced, used, and or discovered, to wit, the human remains of J.J. Vallow, which is in violation of Idaho Code Section 182603 and 181701. Overt acts in furtherance of the conspiracy to commit destruction, alteration, or concealment of evidence, and to affect the objects thereof. One or more of the following overt acts were committed by one or more of the subjects of the conspiracy within Fremont County or elsewhere in the state of Idaho. Number 1, on or about November 26, 2019, Chad Guy Daybell misrepresented the nature of his relationship with Lori Vallow while questioned by the Rexburg Police Department during a lawful investigation regarding the whereabouts of J.J. Vallow. Number 2, on or about November 26, 2019, Chad Guy Daybell contacted Melanie Gibb via phone for the purpose of requesting and or encouraging non-cooperation with law enforcement's lawful investigation regarding the whereabouts of J.J. Vallow. Number 3, on or about November 26, 2019, Lori Vallow provided a false and or misleading physical location of J.J. Vallow to law enforcement during a lawful investigation. Number 4, on or about November 26, 2019, Lori Vallow contacted Melanie Gibb via phone for the purpose of requesting and or encouraging non-cooperation with law enforcement's lawful investigation regarding the whereabouts of J.J. Vallow. Number 5, on or about November 26, 2019, Lori Vallow contacted Melanie Gibb via phone for the purpose of requesting and or encouraging Melanie Gibb to prepare and or present false evidence to law enforcement regarding the whereabouts of J.J. Vallow during a lawful investigation. Number 6, on or between the dates of January 30th, 2020 and June 9th, 2020, Lori Vallow refused and or did fail to comply with a court order to produce her minor child, to wit, J.J. Vallow, to the Rexburg Police Department or the Idaho Department of Health and Welfare in Madison County case number CV 3320-45. Ms. Daybell, do you understand the alleged charge, the allegation, as well as the maximum penalty in count 1?
She said yes, Your Honor.
All right, we'll move on to count 2 then. Count 2 is also a charge of conspiracy to commit destruction, alteration, or concealment of evidence, a felony, a violation of Idaho Code Section 182603 and 181701. It's punishable by that same amount, up to 5 years in the state penitentiary and up to a $10,000 fine. It alleges the defendants Chad Guy Daybell, Lori Vallow, and or another person or persons on or between the 9th day of September 2019 and the 9th day of June 2020 in the county of Fremont, state of Idaho, and/or elsewhere did willfully and knowingly combine, conspire, confederate, and agree to commit destruction, alteration, or concealment of evidence in a felony proceeding, inquiry, and/or investigation authorized by law, with the intent to prevent it from being so produced, used, and/or discovered, to wit, the human remains of Tylee Ryan, which is in violation of Idaho Code Sections 182603 and 181701. Overt acts. In furtherance of the conspiracy to commit destruction, alteration, or concealment of evidence, and to affect the objects thereof, one or more of the following overt acts were committed by one or more of the subjects of the conspiracy within Fremont County and/or elsewhere. Number one, on or about September 9th, 2019, Chad Guy Daybell sent text messages to another for the purpose of disguising the destruction, alteration, and/or concealment of the human remains of Tylee Ryan on his property. Number two, on or about November 26, 2019, Lori Vallow provided false information to law enforcement regarding Tylee Ryan's attendance at BYU, Idaho, and/or her current housing situation. Number three, on or between the dates of January 30th, 2020 and June 9th, 2020, Lori Vallow refused and/or did fail to comply with a court order to produce her minor child, Tylee Ryan, to the Rexburg Police Department or the Idaho Department of Health and Welfare in Madison County case number CV 3320-45. Ms. Daybell, do you understand the charge in count 2 and the maximum penalty associated with that?
Yes.
Ms. Daybell, do you understand that those two penalties could run consecutively, one after the other, or they could run concurrent, meaning at the same time?
Yes.
Ms. Daybell, based upon the charges that have been brought against you and the fact that they are felony charges, you're entitled to a preliminary hearing or a probable cause hearing. Mr. Wood and Mr. Means, we have discussed this matter prior to going on the record. It's my understanding that both are in agreement that a preliminary hearing should take no more than 2 days. Is that correct, Mr. Wood?
Yes.
Mr. Means, do you agree?
I do, Your Honor.
All right, looking at the calendar, the court is available on August 10th and 11th. Does that work for the counsel for the state?
Yes.
Mr. Means, does that also work for you?
It does, Your Honor.
All right, we'll schedule the preliminary hearing to begin right at 9 a.m. on August 10th and continue if necessary to August 11th. Ms. Daybell, I have set your bond in the arrest warrant that you have there in front of you, and I've set bond at $1 million. Mr. Means, I'm not going to take up that matter here today. If you'd like to file any motion to deal with that in the future, that can be dealt with. Do you wish to be heard on that matter?
Yeah, Your Honor, we can reserve the matter for a later time.
All right. If bail is posted in the amount of $1 million, the following conditions will be put in stone that need to be followed along with posting bond if Ms. Daybell is going to be released. Number one, she must sign a waiver of extradition provided by the Fremont County Office of the Sheriff. The prosecutor must approve the waiver of extradition by his signature on the waiver. A copy of the waiver of extradition must be filed with the court. Number two, the defendant shall reside within the boundaries of Bonneville, Jefferson, Madison, and Fremont counties within the state of Idaho. The defendant shall not leave these counties for any reason. Number three, the defendant shall provide the court with her current address and shall not change her address without notifying the court. Number four, the defendant shall keep regular contact with her attorney. Number five, the defendant shall appear for all court appearances. Number six, the defendant shall obey all laws of the state of Idaho and the United States. Number seven, the defendant will sign up for pretrial services with Fremont County and check in with pretrial services on a weekly basis or as directed by the pretrial services. Number eight, the defendant shall have absolutely no contact with the victim's families and or any of the state's witnesses in this case. Contact shall include, but not be limited to, verbal contact, written contact, visual contact, text messaging contact, email or internet contact, and or telephonic contact. Such contact shall also include contact through third parties. Number 9, the defendant must wear an ankle monitor 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. She must have the ankle monitor in place before she is able to be released from the Madison County Jail, which is holding her for Fremont County. Any violations of the geographical limitations imposed herein must be reported immediately to the Fremont County Sheriff's Office and the court. Number 10, the defendant is hereby notified that while under the order to wear an ankle monitor, intentionally leaving the area of restriction, except for the purpose of obtaining emergency medical care, may be prosecuted as a crime of escape and subject the defendant to penalties under Idaho Code Sections 182505 and or Idaho Code Section 182506 and Idaho Criminal Rule 46E3. Mr. Means, does your client have any questions about the conditions of bond were she to post bond or be eligible to post bond?
No, Your Honor.
All right, I have received a notification of rights form that has been signed by Ms. Daybell. Mr. Means, I think I received this before she had a chance to meet with you. You've reviewed this notification of rights as well, is that correct?
I have, Your Honor.
All right. Ms. Daybell, just so we're clear, you're being represented by Mr. Means and you're retaining him privately, is that correct?
Yes.
Mr. Means, the court is inclined to ask one question here today. Number one, because the charge that's been listed here in the information does pertain to conspiracy, Mr. Means, have you ever represented any of the alleged co-conspirators that are set forth in the criminal complaint?
No, Your Honor, other than Mrs. Daybell.
Okay. All right. With that,
Your Honor, I need to interject. At a bail reduction here in Madison County, Mr. Means did represent to the court that he was also representing Mr. Vallow. Now or Mr. Daybell. He didn't represent, there was no criminal matter against him at that time, but I do think that's appropriate to know.
all right. It sounds like there's a disagreement there. What I'm going to ask the parties to do, ultimately, there's a question of whether or not a conflict exists. And I'm going to ask each of the parties to submit what their request is regarding that issue so that the court can make a decision as soon as is possible and as soon as is necessary based upon that issue. Anything else that we need to take up here today, Mr. Wood?
Not from the state.
Mr. Means, anything else that we need to take up here today?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Madam Clerk, is there anything that I've forgotten here? All right, we'll be in recess pending. Mr. Wood, did you raise your hand there?
No.
Okay. We'll be in recess pending that hearing on August the 10th and 11th. Thank you all for appearing here today. We'll close up.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Ooh, all right.
Wow. Oh my God.
All right. All right. First of all, I've been reading chat. Number 1, Lori was not released. Okay. Those were just the bond restrictions he was listing in the event that she managed to make bond. Her bond is at $1 million. She has not been released. It's okay. The preliminary hearing, it was July 9th. Now will be August 10th. Okay. She's not been released. Everybody chill. People are asking, why was Colby there? Colby, that's her son, and he has a vested interest in this case, obviously. He could have been in the courtroom if the courtroom was open, but because it was not, maybe he just opted to appear via Zoom. That's it. He's not there supporting Lori. If you've listened to anything Colby has ever said, you know that. So lay off Colby. Not a good look at all. So that's what's going on. So what do you think? Whew.
I mean, it was real short and sweet. I mean, that's kind of what we were thinking, you know. I mean, it's just, wow. So First of all, let's talk about the fact that she starts right off the rip saying, I want to be called Miss Daybell.
Yep.
I mean, really? So she is not in recovery. I know this is, she is still all up in it. I mean, it is what it is. So, I mean, there wasn't too much to it. I mean, they didn't have any questions, nothing about bond. Mark means he knows she's not going anywhere. You know what I mean? She's not getting out. Nobody's going to give her any money. Nobody's going to do anything with her.
Yep. And the thing about Mark means he was representing Chad Daybell at one point. He absolutely was. So I'm sure the court is going to look into that. He's not any longer. Now we know that it's John Pryor, but he most certainly was representing Chad. So, he lied. He made a bald-faced lie to the judge. So this is the lawyers we've got going in this case. One's a sexual predator convicted, and the other one's lying to the judge's face, who's a family lawyer. So, yeah. Yeah, there's going to be rough times. Whew. But yeah, there she was.
It was interesting. It was interesting that she was wearing street clothes, but I believe you can change into clothing like that when you go to court.
Yeah.
I'm a little bitter that they didn't zoom in on her. I'm not going to lie. I was really wanting to get a vibe of like where she was at. She just sat over there and answered little questions. They went through the stuff. The judge read it off. And I mean, we saw it's like, she's just, she's stuck in that.
Yeah. So I was surprised to see Colby there. It was very hard to watch him, and that was his wife, Kelsey.
Yeah.
Oh man, I cannot imagine what Colby might be feeling. I can't even begin to imagine. So.
Yeah. I mean, can you imagine like him? I mean, sitting in there watching your mother in court, listening to her talk.
Colby is Lori Vallow's son from her second marriage. And, he was not living with her at the time when JJ and Tylee disappeared and were killed. He was, living his own life, but that is her oldest son.
Yeah.
If you want to know more about him, he has a YouTube channel called CJ's Place, where he has videos calling out Lori saying, please help the authorities. Tell me where my brother and sister are. So Colby's a good person.
Yeah. He's been advocating for them,
Mm-hmm.
Which is not what she has been doing. So.
Yeah. Somebody asked, how is she paying for lawyer? Because we heard that she's Mark Means representing her as a private lawyer. How is she paying for that? That's a darn good question.
I'm very curious about that too. I wonder who's paying for it, how they're paying for it.
Yep. Yeah, Colby did look like he wanted to vomit. That could not have been easy for him to sit there and watch that. Even though it's through a computer and he's not in the room with her, that still had to be really, really hard for him.
Oh, wow. Such a build up. You know what I'm saying? I mean, my God, I've been waiting all day for that. And I mean, it was rather non-eventful. I mean, she just looked real plain Jane. There was really nothing to it.
Exactly the same thing we heard in Chad's hearing. She has the same bond restrictions, the same amount of bond. Yeah. That's what we knew it was going to be. So certainly not new and bombshell information, but we know that the wheels of justice are turning now.
Yeah.
And people were yelling, how come there's no murder charges? Well, that's going to come. All right. They have to finish all the forensics. They have to get all of the pieces of their investigation of the murder of JJ and Tylee in place before they can bring those charges. They will come. Yeah. I don't have any doubt about that at all. We just got to be patient. So.
And patient we will be for this. Patient we will be.
My ass, maybe the Avow group is paying for. No, the people on Avow are not fans of Chad and Lori anymore. They are not. Absolutely not. So I don't think that's happening.
Yeah, I don't think so either. Yeah, Val's they're trying to do damage control right now to be like, okay, what level of absurdity do we draw the line at? Yeah. It's a whole bunch going on with them.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, all right, so it has been a whirlwind 24 hours in this case.
I mean, I'm pure plumb exhausted.
Oh man, I am too. My brain just dealing with the level of crazy in this case. It takes its toll on you, you know.
Completely. Oh, excuse me.
All right, so
Yeah, I mean, honestly, go ahead.
say what's next for this case? July 1st should be the hearing with Brandon and Melanie about their custody battle, and then August 3rd and 4th is the preliminary hearing for Chad, and August 10th is the preliminary hearing for Lori. Now, that's not the trial. That's the preliminary hearing where they'll talk about evidence and evidentiary rules and charges and all that stuff. But those are subject to change if more charges come down the road. So all we can do is wait.
All we can do is wait. And I mean, with each of these things, as we see, just like the little information that came out with the documents released about Brandon Boudreaux's custody battle with Melanie, we learn more and more about the case. I mean, it's extremely complicated and it deals with a lot of people doing a lot of shady stuff. And so each little bit chips away at it, I mean, it's just like today, psychologically, how interesting to look into. I mean, my client would like to be called Miss Daybell. Really? Yeah, that's your first. Okay.
Yep. Now it's still a matter of contention if they're actually legally married or not. So, and one of the judges, I forget which one it was, during one of her hearings, refused to call her Miss Daybell unless they proved that they were married. So, there's still that issue to deal with. Oh my goodness.
Wow. Roscoe, come here. Roscoe has something to say about it.
Mhm.
Come here.
Betty Pryor asked, is Zulema in the cult? She was at one point. Don't know if she still is, but she certainly was. She was very close to Lori, and Lori sang her praises up one side, down the other. So,
I mean, it just doesn't stop. It just doesn't stop.
somebody said custody papers came out for Melanie today too. It's possible. I got to go look that up. I have been swamped with everything else.
I mean, my good
I might have
gosh.
missed
I mean,
it. Let's go see.
It doesn't stop.
Yep.
Roscoe is 7 years old. He's a feisty. So you know what? He's not 7. He's like 8 or 9.
Yeah, I don't see anything about court filings from Melanie Pulowski in the custody battle today. So I'm not sure. I will keep looking and see what we can find. Loria, if you want to be a mod, please get with me off the stream and we'll talk about it. Okay. I need you to be in the Discord channel. All of my mods are there so we can communicate really well. And so send me an email. And we'll see what happens. But yeah, Roscoe is a cutie patootie. But yeah, if Lori was crying, I couldn't see that she was crying. I don't know. Everyone said she's crying, but I was watching chat. So
she grabbed that tissue and did something with it.
Oh, did she? Oh goodness.
And I don't know what I didn't see it, but I guess it looks like she wiped tears or something. I mean, I don't know.
Oh brother, that. Please, it's like get out of here with that. And I bet it was hard for Colby to stay quiet. I couldn't have. I would have been yelling. Like put that tissue down. Who are you trying to kid?
Well, it must be so surreal.
Angel, thank you for the $5. And Angel asks, is Brandon and Melanie's hearing still tomorrow? It's still scheduled for tomorrow. It should be tomorrow. That will not be streamed. It will not be televised. That is a family court hearing. Those are never streamed like that. But we should get an update about what happened. And as soon as I hear anything, I will let you know.
Dun, 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 dun.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I doubt she really cried either. And if she did, it was probably for Colby's benefit to make him feel bad for her.
Yeah.
Don't think he did.
It had some self-serving aspect to it, trust me. Zombie tears, yes, Barbara. Absolutely.
I wonder if they let Chad watch her hearing in jail.
I know, right?
Can I call into this Zoom call?
Hey, baby. I miss you.
Use your portal. Oh,
From one portal to the next.
I
Pardon
don't
me.
recall. Says I bet having Colby there made it harder for her to keep her composure. She should be so ashamed, but probably not. Yeah, she should be absolutely, but notice she
She's
didn't.
the type.
Camera.
Yeah, she's the type that will go back to her unit or whatever. Pardon me. And she's gonna be like, "Oh my god, I'm heartbroken. My son was there. I missed him so much." You know what I mean? Like anything to draw attention, to herself. I mean, she just strikes me as that type.
Yeah. Thank you, Curious Georgia, for the super chat. I really appreciate that. And thank you for being here to watch this with us, because we need a village. We need to stick together as a village to get through this case. Absolutely. This is making me all kinds of upset. I even used your phrase yesterday, Paul. I was like, I am turned up.
I am turned up and burnt up.
Of course, now I wouldn't say that, but with what we heard today.
Oh God, yeah. I know, right, Emily? Only 5 years, girl. Same. I was feeling the same thing on that one. They're gonna get her more stuff again, y'all. I mean, honestly, he could have been like, you know what? I'm gonna make your bond 100,000. Nobody's gonna bond her out. I mean, she already has the other stuff going on in the other situation, but nobody's gonna get her out.
Now, with the bond, I don't know if I missed it, if I wasn't hearing right. Does this mean that now she has $2 million worth of bonds, or the whole mess is $1 million for all the charges?
I feel like it would be $1 million on the old stuff and $1 million on the other. Like almost like, okay, this is the new charges. This is the bond on these charges, but I
Right.
don't know.
Yeah,
For
I'd like to
sure.
think it's $2 million, because now she really doesn't have a chance of getting out. So $1 million for the two sets of, so $2 million total. All right, good. Or someone says the whole. All right, so chat is not in agreement about what the charges. I will look that up as far as the bond. I'm hoping it's 2, because the original 5 charges, that's $1 million, and these 2 charges is $1 million, so that would be $2 million. The old charges were dropped. Okay, I didn't hear that. I'm going to have to go back and re-listen carefully.
Oh wait, hold on. Yeah, I'm gonna have to. I didn't know that. I'm gonna have to go back and really listen to it too, because I didn't know that the old charges don't matter anymore.
Yeah.
Okay, remind me again. The old charges were the child abandonment. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
right, we'll look all that up and get all the finer details so we know
Roscoe?
exactly what's going on here. But I can't. I mean, no bail bondsman was willing to touch the first set of charges, so I can't imagine that they're going to touch these either. So, Louise Brooks, thank you. She says the lawyer representing Lori was also representing Chad. Yes, when Lori got arrested back in February, January of this year, Mark Means was representing both of them. Well, after her other lawyers quit, Mark Means picked up both of them as clients, and Mark Means himself said that. So for him to sit there and tell Judge Edens that that wasn't true, that's a lie, and it's on video. So good luck to him. I don't think lying to a judge is your best bet, but what do I know?
it's very on brand for this whole nest.
Yeah, it is. Yes, it is. So, Mark Means is last man standing. Well, John Pryor is going to give him a run for his money. Those two. Can you imagine having a civil attorney as your criminal defense attorney in what's going to be one of the biggest trials this country has ever seen? Like, could you be any less prepared for this, Oh,
God help them if they play out.
yeah.
I mean, I want the story, but I mean, there's still so many answers. You know what I'm saying, that I want. So that's where that's coming from.
Yeah. That was one of the disappointing things in the Chris Watts case, is because we had so many questions and we didn't get to go to trial, which is where you get all of those answers. As difficult as these trials can be. Look at Tim Jones Jr. That was a very traumatizing trial to cover. It really was. This is going to be bad like that. But at the same time, I need these answers. I can't put this to rest in my head until we get those answers. So I hope they do, plead not guilty and it goes to trial. So, oh man.
So I'm gonna throw this out here real quick, Awen. I'm gonna have to go run, take a breather, so on and so forth. Get some stuff ready for the podcast chat here in a little bit or whatever.
Yep.
Do you want to talk about anything specifically before I go?
I was
And
thinking,
that's it.
I'm.
And that's it.
You do have the podcast chat scheduled, so I can get a link to it. Is that already scheduled?
No, you know what? So let me go do it now. So we're going to have kind of like a behind the scenes open conversation here. What time do you want to? It's 7:20 right now. Do you want to say like 8:30 or something to
Yeah,
give yourself
that
a
would be
break?
good.
What do you want to do?
Use some
Yeah,
dinner.
that's what I'm thinking.
Maybe see if I can get in the shower. I've been trying all day to get a shower.
So just let's talk for keep talking whatever. I'm gonna make it
Okay,
and send you the link,
and then we can
I'll
make
just hang out
yeah,
here.
okay,
So
that's it. Good
yeah,
plan.
so cool.
Yes, the news has been nonstop today. What? Oh, Louise Brooks, thank you for the super chat. She says, I was so mad at Lori. Watching her get charged made me feel like justice is rightly being served. I'm glad she got charged. Me too, although I need to see more charges. She cannot just have 5 years in jail. She needs the rest of her life far away from society. So I cannot wait to see the rest of the charges come down, but I'm glad to see her in court because it was really hard. Remember when Nate Eaton, East Idaho News and Dateline, they found her in Hawaii and they're filming them. Do you remember? I think I was on Live with Denise when we were watching that, and we were just screaming like, arrest her. How can you just let her walk away? You know, that was crazy infuriating. So now to actually see her in a courtroom facing a judge feels good. You know, it's not the answer I want yet, but it's definitely feels much better than see her strutting around Hawaii like she's going on vacation. So, whew. Yeah, I'll have a link to the next chat for you in just a second. Paul's setting it up for us right now, and we'll link it in chat. And then we'll take a quick break and try and get a shower. You know, if I get a shower, I'll actually be able to go on camera. So that'd be nice. You know, my goodness.
You can't take the time to do that, AON.
I know, you know what's going to happen. The second I turn the shower on, something big is going to happen. I'll be like, come back to the computer.
Tomorrow, 1:30, y'all. Mark my damn words. They'll drop murder charges on both of them. That's when I get to work. That I'd be like, I have to leave, y'all. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I've got to go. I've got to go back.
I suddenly have a diarrhea. I got to use my portal potty. Bye.
I'll be in the portal potty for the rest of the damn day, y'all. My God.
Yeah, Paul's going to go live on his phone from the bathroom stall at work.
Hey, listen.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, so hang out for one more minute and we'll get you the chat. We'll take our break and then you will be able to join us on our podcast channel. This is where we kind of cut loose a little bit. We relax. We don't get quite so, you know, whatever. It's a little bit more calm over there. Let me get you a link if I can type.
I just put it in the room, but it kind of went by fast. So you do it.
Yeah, I always try to put stars so people can see it. Right.
Yeah, okay.
That link with the stars. Bookmark that link. That's where we're going to go live at 8:30 Paul's time, so 7:30 my time. So it's about an hour from now. So give us a chance to get some dinner, calm down. I want to rewatch that the hearing so I can hear any details I may have missed, and then we'll go live over there. So thank you all for being here. This was the biggest live stream I've ever had. We had over 2,000 people in chat. Man, I am amazed. And thank you guys so much for the support, all the super chats. I can't tell you how much I appreciate it. You know the circumstances of me picking up this case, and I feel like we've done Denise proud. I really do. And that makes my heart happy.
Yes.
So thank you all. I love you so much. And thank you for being here.
Bye, everybody. I'll see y'all in a little bit. Thanks for hanging out.
Good night. We'll see you in an hour. All right. Ending broadcast. Boop.